Welcome back, Rare Coin Insider. When people talk about valuable United States coins, many collectors immediately think about silver coins, rare gold pieces, or famous key dates. But hidden among the everyday coins that once passed through millions of American hands is the 1982 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has attracted increasing attention from collectors, treasure hunters, and investors alike. At first glance, the 1982 quarter may appear to be just another ordinary 25-cent coin, yet its history, production circumstances, collector demand, and the possibility of valuable error varieties have transformed it into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. For anyone searching through pocket change, inherited coin collections, bank rolls, or old coin jars, understanding the story behind the 1982 quarter can reveal why some examples are worth only face value, while others can command surprisingly impressive prices in the marketplace. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The design proved so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty Quarter and continued for decades. By the time 1982 arrived, the Washington Quarter had already become one of the most recognizable coins in America. Millions of citizens used quarters every day in vending machines, laundromats, parking meters, and countless other transactions, making the denomination an essential part of everyday life. The year 1982 was particularly significant for the United States Mint. During this period, the Mint faced budget limitations and operational challenges. One of the most important facts for collectors is that the U.S. Mint did not produce official uncirculated mint sets for 1982 or 1983. This decision would later have a major impact on the availability of high-grade examples. Because fewer collectors were able to obtain freshly struck specimens directly from mint sets, many 1982 quarters entered circulation immediately and accumulated over time. As a result, finding pristine examples today is far more difficult than many people realize. The obverse of the 1982 quarter features a portrait of George Washington facing left. The word Liberty appears prominently above his head, while the national motto, "I in God we trust," is positioned to the left. The date 1982 appears beneath the portrait. The design was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose interpretation of Washington became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The simplicity and elegance of the portrait helped establish the Washington quarter as an enduring symbol of American coinage. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design that remained largely unchanged for decades. An American eagle stands proudly with wings spread, perched above a bundle of arrows. Beneath the arrows are olive branches symbolizing peace. Around the perimeter appear the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar, while the national motto E pluribus unum is displayed above the eagle. This powerful imagery reflects both national strength and the desire for peace, themes that have long been associated with the United States. One important detail collectors always examine is the mint mark. In 1982, quarters were produced at multiple facilities. Coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, while coins produced in Denver featured a D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint also struck proof coins bearing an S mint mark. These proof coins were specially manufactured for collectors using polished dies and carefully prepared planchets to create highly reflective surfaces and sharper details. The weight of a standard 1982 Washington quarter is approximately 5.67 grams. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters. Its composition consists of a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of cupronickel, creating the familiar silver-colored appearance. Specifically, the outer layers contain 75% copper and 25% nickel, while the inner core is pure copper. This clad composition had been adopted years earlier, as silver became too valuable for regular circulation coinage. For many beginners entering the world of coin collecting, the first question is often straightforward. How much is a 1982 quarter worth today? The answer depends heavily on condition. Most circulated examples are generally worth around face value, or slightly above face value. However, coins preserved in exceptional condition can be worth significantly more. Collectors evaluate coins using grading systems that measure wear, luster, strike quality, and overall preservation. A coin that appears ordinary to an untrained eye may receive a professional grade that dramatically increases its value. One reason the 1982 quarter has gained collector attention is the scarcity of superb gem quality examples. Since official mint sets were not produced that year, relatively few coins were preserved immediately after striking. Many entered circulation, where they suffered contact marks, scratches, and wear. Consequently, coins grading at the highest levels are much scarcer than one might expect for a modern issue. A typical circulated 1982 Philadelphia quarter may sell for only a small premium over face value. However, uncirculated examples in higher grades can command substantially higher prices. Coins certified by major grading services often attract strong interest from collectors attempting to assemble registry sets featuring the finest known examples. Competition among these collectors can drive prices upward, especially when population reports indicate only a limited number of coins exist at a particular grade level. The Denver issue follows a similar pattern. Millions were produced, yet truly exceptional specimens remain difficult to locate. The distinction between a coin graded mint state 64 and one graded mint state 67 or higher can represent a dramatic difference in market value. This reality highlights an important lesson in numismatics. Rarity is not always determined solely by mintage figures. Sometimes condition rarity becomes the defining factor, and the 1982 quarter provides an excellent example of that phenomenon. Collectors also pay close attention to strike quality. Not every coin emerges from the mint with perfectly defined details. Some examples display weaker strikes, particularly in areas of Washington's hair or the eagle's feathers. Strongly struck specimens are often preferred because they showcase the design more effectively and can be considerably more desirable in the marketplace. As interest in modern coin collecting expanded during the late 20th and early 21st centuries, many enthusiasts began searching through rolls of quarters hoping to discover overlooked treasures. The 1982 quarter quickly became a favorite target because of its unique combination of historical significance, condition rarity, and potential error varieties. Stories of valuable discoveries encourage collectors to inspect every coin carefully, often using magnification and proper lighting to identify unusual characteristics. The phrase, "worth big money," is often associated with rare error coins, and the 1982 quarter is no exception. Certain net errors can transform an ordinary quarter into a highly sought-after collectible. Off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, and other production anomalies have all generated excitement among collectors. Although such errors are uncommon, authenticated examples can command substantial premiums depending on the severity and visual appeal of the error. Another fascinating aspect of coin collecting involves the detective work required to identify genuine rarities. Not every unusual mark represents a valuable error. Damage caused after a coin leaves the mint can sometimes resemble a minting mistake. Experienced collectors learn to distinguish between true mint errors and post-mint damage, an important skill that prevents costly mistakes and helps ensure accurate evaluations. As the years passed, auction records began revealing just how valuable certain high-grade 1982 quarters could become. Coins certified at the highest grading levels occasionally sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, surprising people who assumed modern quarters could never achieve such prices. These auction results demonstrated the powerful influence of condition rarity and collector demand within the numismatic marketplace. The growing popularity of online marketplaces further increased awareness of the 1982 quarter. Collectors from around the world gained access to certified examples, auction archives, grading reports, and educational resources. This accessibility allowed more people to appreciate the nuances of grading, rarity, and market valuation, helping elevate interest in coins that had previously been overlooked. Yet despite all the attention, countless 1982 quarters remain hidden in circulation, old piggy banks, forgotten drawers, inherited collections, and coin jars across America. Every discovery fuels the excitement that makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby. The possibility that an ordinary-looking quarter might possess uncommon characteristics continues to inspire collectors to search, learn, and preserve pieces of history that might otherwise go unnoticed. As collectors continued studying the 1982 Washington quarter, several specific varieties and error types emerged as especially desirable. While most quarters from that year remain common in circulated grades, certain examples have achieved legendary status among specialists because of their rarity, preservation, or unusual minting characteristics. Understanding these possibilities is one of the reasons so many people carefully inspect every 1982 quarter they encounter. One of the most sought-after categories involves major strike errors. During the minting process, a blank planchet is fed between two dies and struck under enormous pressure. When something goes wrong during this procedure, dramatic errors can occur. An off-center strike happens when the planchet is not properly positioned between the dies. The resulting coin displays part of the design missing, while a blank area remains visible. Depending on the percentage off-center and whether the date remains visible, such errors can command substantial premiums from collectors. Another valuable category involves clipped planchets. These occur before striking when the blank is improperly cut from the metal strip. The finished coin appears to have a curved section missing from its edge. Genuine clipped planchets display specific characteristics that help experts verify authenticity. Attractive examples often sell for many times their face value because they clearly demonstrate the minting process gone wrong. Die cracks and die breaks also attract attention. As coin dies age, stress can cause small fractures to develop. These fractures transfer onto coins as raised lines or unusual metal formations. In more dramatic cases, portions of the die may break away entirely, producing large raised features known as cut errors. Such pieces provide fascinating evidence of the wear and tear experienced by mint equipment during mass production. Collectors also search for doubled die varieties. A doubled die occurs when the die itself receives multiple impressions during its creation at slightly different positions. This can produce visible doubling in lettering, numbers, or design elements. True doubled dies are distinct from ordinary machine doubling and can be highly collectible. Careful examination under magnification is often necessary to identify these varieties correctly. Proof versions of the 1982 quarter deserve special attention as well. These coins were produced at the San Francisco Mint specifically for collectors. Unlike circulation strikes, proof coins were manufactured using specially polished dies and carefully prepared planchets. The result is a coin with mirror-like fields and sharply defined details. Many proof examples survive in excellent condition because they were never intended for everyday use. The mint mark itself often becomes an important focal point during examination. Philadelphia quarters from 1982 carry no mint mark, Denver coins display a D, and San Francisco proof issues bear an S. Collectors routinely compare mint mark characteristics to identify varieties, authenticate coins, and evaluate strike quality. Even small details around the mint mark can sometimes reveal interesting production anomalies. When discussing values, it is important to understand that condition remains the single most important factor. A heavily worn coin may be worth only 25 cents, while an exceptionally preserved example can be worth tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Professional grading services have established standardized scales that help buyers and sellers communicate accurately about a coin's quality. Coins receiving top grades often achieve impressive prices because so few examples survive in comparable condition. Auction records over the years have demonstrated this principle repeatedly. Certain certified mint state examples have sold for prices that astonished non-collectors. These sales are driven not by the metal content of the coin, but by collector competition. When registry set participants seek the finest known specimens, even small differences in grade can result in dramatic increases in value. A single point on the grading scale may separate an ordinary collectible from a record-setting coin. The market for modern quarters has evolved significantly in recent decades. Years ago, many collectors focused primarily on older silver issues. Today, however, condition rarity collecting has brought increased attention to modern coins, like the 1982 quarter. Population reports published by grading services allow collectors to see exactly how many examples have been certified at each grade level. These reports often reveal surprising scarcity among the finest surviving specimens. Another interesting aspect of the 1982 quarter is its role as a historical artifact. Every coin serves as a small piece of the era in which it was produced. The early 1980s were a period of economic change, technological development, and evolving monetary practices in the United States. Millions of Americans handled these quarters during daily transactions, making each surviving example a tangible connection to that period in history. For beginners hoping to find valuable quarters, careful handling is essential. Coins should never be cleaned, polished, or altered. Cleaning may seem like a good idea, but it almost always reduces collector value. Experienced numismatists prefer original surfaces because they provide evidence of authenticity and preservation. A cleaned coin frequently sells for less than an untouched example of the same grade. Storage also plays a critical role. High-quality holders, albums, and protective capsules help prevent damage caused by moisture, fingerprints, and environmental contaminants. Many valuable coins have lost significant value because they were stored improperly. Preserving original condition remains one of the most important responsibilities of any collector. The Internet has dramatically expanded access to information about coins. Collectors can now study auction archives, compare certified examples, consult population reports, and communicate with fellow enthusiasts around the world. This flow of information has increased awareness of condition rarity and encouraged more people to examine their pocket change for overlooked treasures. Current market values continue to fluctuate based on collector demand, grading populations, economic conditions, and overall interest in numismatics. While a typical circulated 1982 quarter may still be worth around face value, attractive uncirculated examples often sell for several dollars or more. Higher-grade certified coins can command significantly larger premiums, while exceptional registry-quality pieces may reach remarkable prices in competitive auctions. Some error coins can also sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity, visibility, and collector demand. The most commonly referenced value for an ordinary circulated 1982 quarter is approximately 25 cents, although better preserved examples often trade above that level. The figure of around 43 cents sometimes appears in market estimates for average collectible examples, but actual selling prices vary widely according to condition, demand, and venue. Collectors should always consult recent sales data when evaluating a specific coin. What makes the 1982 quarter truly fascinating is that it combines accessibility with opportunity. Unlike many famous rarities that are locked away in elite collections, these quarters can still occasionally be found in circulation, inherited collections, bank rolls, and forgotten jars. The possibility of discovering a scarce high-grade example or a valuable mint error keeps collectors searching year after year. And that is ultimately the enduring appeal of the 1982 Washington quarter. It is more than a simple 25-cent piece. It is a survivor from an important period in U.S. mint history, a coin associated with the unusual absence of official mint sets, a series known for condition rarity, and a collectible that continues to reward careful study. Whether worth only face value or a substantial premium, every 1982 quarter tells a story of American craftsmanship, commerce, and history. The next time you encounter a 1982 quarter, take a closer look. Examine the date, inspect the mint mark, study the condition, and search for unusual features. What appears to be ordinary change could be a hidden collectible waiting to be recognized. For collectors, that possibility is what makes the hobby so exciting. Somewhere, in a drawer, a coin jar, a bank roll, or an inherited collection, another remarkable 1982 quarter may still be waiting to be discovered, proving once again that some of the most fascinating treasures are often hiding in plain sight.